Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allison if you are new here, and today I am sharing a weekend clean with me. So this is a 2-day clean with me, Saturday and Sunday, tackled the entire house, even the bathroom a little bit, which I don't love to do. But today we are starting off in my office, and I'm starting with taking my Mrs. Meyer's spray, wiping down my vanity, wiping down my desk, putting away clutter, all of the basics that need to be covered in here. If you're new to my videos, this bar cart lives in the office because honestly there's just not enough space in our 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment for it to fit elsewhere. And in the box to the right of it, I keep our Nespresso pod recycling bag. So today I was emptying out the cartridge into that bag so it's ready to be sent off to Nespresso when it was full. Now, in a lot of my older videos, I call this room my hoarding room because it's honestly just the catch-all room where anything that doesn't have a place in this apartment ends up. And this little corner is just the last little remnants of this being the hoarding room, and I was finally tackling it today. So this basket held a bunch of random decor, seasonal things, candle holders, organizers, and I finally put things that needed to go to Goodwill in that basket into our bedroom, and then finally moved the basket out of this room. Something I've also been terrible at doing is completing an entire room in one go. So normally in my clean with me's, I will end up doing all of the clutter in all of the rooms first, then I'll go back and wipe everything down, and then I'll go through and vacuum everything, and it's really just not as satisfying as seeing one room finished top to bottom, back to back. So that's what I was doing this day. I also made one little decor change for spring, and I switched out my pencil cup, which was just a clear glass mason jar, into this peachy glass container that used to hold a candle. And since this was a weekend clean with me, I had plenty of time to work on all of the little projects that I've been putting off. So I took the time to make a formal to-do list in my planner, and I listed every little project I could possibly think of, any little organizational thing that's been bugging me, or any areas that needed extra attention. And this list is more of a, it'd be nice if everything got done, but not a hard, everything on this list needs to be finished for me to move on with my life. It was more of like a, it'd be nice to get everything done. So I don't finish everything on this list, spoiler alert, but it was good to keep me motivated when I got stuck and I'm like, I don't know what to work on next. I referenced this list and then just kept working on something else. The items in front of my closet came from that bin in the office, and they were things that I was going to be donating to Goodwill. So I keep this little bag in the corner of my closet, and I just fill it with things periodically. That way I'm not always making tons and tons of trips to Goodwill whenever I have 1 or 2 items. So now I moved on to folding all of my workout clothes that had been hang drying in my closet. And for all of the stuff that I normally fold into drawers, I definitely recommend using the KonMari folding method. I have a couple videos where I show you guys how I KonMari fold all of my own clothing, and then I actually did a whole video where I did all of my husband's t-shirts and all of the drawers that he has, and it is just so satisfying. You'll see in a little bit what my drawers look like, especially this workout drawer is just so satisfying. Everything just seems to fit so perfectly in there when it's KonMari'd. I also wanted to mention that I am showing you guys a bunch of new cleaning products that I've recently gotten. I got a Grove order in the mail, and then I also picked up something from the Target Everspring line. It's this wood polish right here that I'm about to show you, and it's really interesting. I'm used to using Pledge, and this is more like a multi-surface, like water-based cleaner, but I think it works pretty great. Let me know in the comments what you guys like to do. Do you prefer to have a multi-purpose spray that you use absolutely everywhere, or do you like specialty cleaners for different surfaces? Now I would pay attention to that bench at the foot of our bed. I'm about to do something pretty exciting with it. I got a fun new tool off of Amazon that I was so excited to try out. It was really hard for me to wait for a video to try to use it for the first time. But if you can see that this bench has a little bit of pilling on the side of it, I finally got one of these fabric shavers that's used for furniture, upholstery, clothing. And I went to town on this little bench and took off so much fuzz from this. It was so satisfying, and it really makes the furniture look brand new again. So definitely recommend this if you have any furniture that sheds. I know that there are some like twill couches that definitely require this, or like anything that's kind of like this linen material that would pill. I would definitely recommend it for those pieces of furniture, or any pillows or stuff that sheds like that. It's great for it. It's also obviously fantastic for clothing. You'll see in a little bit I start using it on some old leggings of mine that I love to death. One of them was a pair of Lululemons that I've had honestly for 7 or 8 years at this point, and this fabric shaver brought it back to life. Like, I could not believe that it was the same pair of leggings because I was so like resigned to them looking like dingy and old and worn out at this point, but this fabric shaver absolutely saved them. So this first pair of leggings is not the Lululemons I was just raving about. This is kind of like a cheaper brand, and it's more of a nylon like swimsuit material, and I was a little concerned that it wasn't going to work on this fabric or that it would catch a little bit, but you'll see that I did just one side of it, and it is so noticeable. All of the pilling is completely gone, and it looks brand new. Now, these were the leggings I was talking about before, and it is just so satisfying to see all of it come off. It's almost like it needs a lint roller, but because it was more of like the fabric pilling and then catching fuzz, like a lint roller never did anything like this before. I will say it is a little bit labor intensive. It takes some time. It takes a little bit of elbow grease to get in there, but I found a few tricks that if you use one of these helps a whole lot. I found that stretching the fabric really thin, but not like overstretching it, helps get all of it off like in 1 or 2 passes. I found myself working really hard on some t-shirts, and I found that when I stretched them tighter, it went by so much faster. So that's a little tip for you guys. Also, I would work in sections and keep it completely flat. I was working on a t-shirt and I did nick it a little bit because there is in fact like a little blade in there that's slicing off all of this pilling. Be careful, keep it flat, do it on a flat surface or an ironing board or somewhere that you have like complete control over the area. The bed is probably not the best place to do this. And then also make sure to be emptying the canister that holds all of the fuzz regularly. I found that it got clogged up a little bit, or even redistributed some fuzz if I wasn't emptying it frequently enough. Now here's the before I completely got rid of all of the fuzz, and here's the after. Isn't that amazing? They look brand new. After moving over the laundry, I realized that there was one little area in our bathroom that needed some attention, and that was our like toilet paper medicine cabinet above our toilet. We normally like to keep a couple rolls loose so they're easy to grab, but I realized that we were out the other day, so I added that to my to-do list. And today I also realized that we had some random packaging and some junk that we weren't going to use up in there too, so I did a little bit of decluttering at the same time. Moving on to the linen closet, if you saw this video where I completely reorganized this closet, well, honestly, I didn't reorganize it. There was no organization. I organized this closet in a video. I'll share it here if you want to check it out, but things had gotten a little bit mismatched, misplaced, and I needed to replenish our paper towels. I had them stashed behind these two bins in the bottom, and I needed to get them out, and then I realized it's probably a good chance to go through this one more time and get rid of things that we really didn't need anymore. So I gave this whole closet a once-over, played with the bins a little bit, tried to see if there was a better way to be organizing things, and then just made it a little more functional. And here is the after shot of the refreshed linen closet. While I was working on all of those little projects in the bathroom and in the linen closet, I was of course moving laundry over. I was doing our white towels, our sheets, and our comforter, and it was finally time to be putting our bed back together. At this point, I think it was maybe like 4 or 5 in the afternoon on Saturday, and I had started pretty early in the morning, so we had been taking a lot of breaks throughout this whole cleaning process as like life just gets you during the day. But we were finally going to be making our bed so we had something to sleep in at night. And this scene cuts about an hour forward when the comforter was finally dry, because this is the last thing I am doing for my to-do list today. Dun dun dun. The kitchen. I don't know how our kitchen is always a disaster. I am terrible at cleaning up after dinner, and I've never gotten better at it. I'm also throwing in some before shots of the other areas of the apartment we're going to finish cleaning this morning, including the entryway, the living room, and all of this junk that's piled up in front of our storage closet. And to get me through all of this, I put on some Disney Plus, some Lilo and Stitch to join me during all of this cleaning madness, and honestly, it was the best motivation. I'm going to mention it again, but I really would like to become a person who cleans at night. And I've asked you guys in the comments like what you guys do and what you prefer, and a lot of people say that they have to do it because they have kids and we don't have kids. So I feel like maybe I'll switch over to being a clean kitchen at night person when we have kids, maybe. I don't know. Nonetheless, we had a huge mess in the kitchen to take care of this morning. I also love how from this camera angle, you guys can watch Lilo and Stitch with me. You can see we were still in the beginning scenes while we were this far into tackling the kitchen. I'm also not sure when exactly this happened, maybe sometime in the last month, but I've definitely become a fan of hand drying all of the dishes that were either hand washed or came out a little bit damp from the dishwasher and putting them away right away. I used to be a big fan of letting them air dry on the counter, but for some reason nowadays I am getting them off my counter as soon as possible. Also, I'm going to be making a little bit of sweet tea, and this might be a little bit weird because I'm not boiling it and I'm not probably using the right amount of sugar. I am from like the fake South. I'm from Florida, so my husband always jokes that it's not the real South, but he did request some sweet tea for this summer, and I looked up and you can like make cold brew sweet tea, and we have this cold brew coffee maker, so I figured might as well try it, and he said it tastes exactly the same. So I'm fighting with the tea bags a little bit to get them submerged fully, but you'll see later on in the video that it does start to steep and they do sink down and it does look like iced tea. I also like to refill our Brita filter that lives in our refrigerator and all of the empty water bottles and water containers that we normally keep fresh around the house. That French press is how we measure out the water to go into our coffee pot every morning. So after our pot of coffee is brewed, I like to refill that so it's ready to go for the next morning, and that just lives on top of our refrigerator. Here you can see that the tea is steeping a little bit better and slowly. It does take a bit longer because it is cold brew, but we don't really mind. I'm also using my Grove microfiber cloths, and I found that these are amazing. I don't know what I was doing before I had microfiber cloths. I was seriously missing out. And now I'm going to be taking my baking soda and essential oil mixture and putting that in my sink, letting it sit for a minute, and then taking my scrub brush and cleaning it up. This makes your sink smell so fresh, and it gets it super shiny, and it works all the grime off. I love this trick. The only thing is that baking soda has been hard to come by during quarantine, so I've been rationing this and alternating between just using regular dish soap and this mixture, but I did find baking soda recently, so I'm going to be making a fresh batch of that soon. Also, bear with me, I'm going to let you listen to music in a second, but I wanted to talk about this new cleaner that I also picked up. This is kind of the clean with me of all brand new products, and this is the Mrs. Meyer's Baking Soda Cream Cleanser that one of you guys recommended I use for my, stainless steel appliances. So I thought I would test this out on the dishwasher, and it's a little bit tricky. Let me know if you guys have used this, if you have any tricks for like how to have it not be streaky on stainless steel or any appliance really. I would love to make this work because obviously I purchased it and I don't want to waste it, but I don't know if I'm using it properly. So let me know down in the comments. Also, got this stain remover from Grove, and I had dropped some pasta sauce and some chocolate and some other stuff on this rug, so that needed to be worked on a little bit. I talk more about the stain remover in the Grove collaborative haul that I'm posting next week. So 1 week from when this video goes up, I'll be talking about that a lot more, but spoiler alert for that video, I love this stain remover so much. And here is the pristine, freshly cleaned kitchen. Now this is our final little decluttering project of this video. This entertainment stand came with these 3 drawers. It's from IKEA, and I honestly had no idea what I was going to put into it when I first got it, but boy did it fill up fast. So I was just going through it and going to reorganize things. We recently got a PlayStation that's mostly for Christian, and his games were in there, controllers, cables, my workout stuff, candles, decor, like you name it, it was somehow in these drawers, and I found a way to somehow organize it a little bit. Far left drawer I decided would be for candles and video games and everything for his PlayStation, because the PlayStation is above the cubby, and then in the middle section I wanted all of my workout gear by itself, so like my resistance bands, my slides, anything for that was going to be in there, and then the far right drawer was going to be only holiday decor. So nothing that was like generic decor, only for holidays. And anything that did not fit into those 3 categories was moved to a new home. Watering my plants was also on my to-do list, so I thought I would take care of that before I finished up with the living room. Now, I made a whole video dedicated to organizing this closet, and honestly, the organization inside there has changed about 6 times since, so you'll have to watch all my other Clean With Me's to see what's actually happened in there. But basically, I ended up just pushing that extra basket up at the top of the shelf because there was room for it, and then I moved on to tidying up our entry space. Now you'll see that I definitely did not finish everything on my to-do list, but I made a very good dent in the list, and honestly, I was kind of surprised I got as much done as I did. So thank you guys so much for cleaning with me. Let me know down in the comments if you guys were just watching this on your couch and relaxing, or if you were up and also cleaning and organizing with me during this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bells, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!